All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on back to the Cinema Lords podcast. This is going to be our House of the Dragon episode 3 recap. I am here again with my good friend Luke, our aficionado of Westeros. What's going on, pal?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Good. Ready to talk some dragons. Not going to be a lot of positive on my note, but we'll
So
get there.
you're not doing too great then.
I mean, it is 4th of July weekend though, so I'm ready to party. I'm ready to have some fun.
Very true, very true. And I get your general feelings of a little bit of a slower episode. You're waiting for some more stuff to come together, but we'll get into it a little bit. But I still found some joy in this one. Still liked it, but I do hear some of your complaints too. It was a bit of a slow one.
Yep. Before we get into it, thank you, Kirk Minahan, as always, for allowing the show to go up on the network. Appreciate having the eyeballs, and it seems like people are liking them. So a couple people shout out the podcast. So appreciate that. So let's get into it. Episode 3, The Burning Mill. I made sure to take note of the name of this episode because The Burning Mill we literally saw about 2 minutes into the episode, and I thought it served like no importance at all. I was like, oh wow, look at that. There is a mill on fire. Cool. Like that's why we named this episode after that. I was like, that's fucking crazy. And right away I was like, that just goes to show that this episode, this might be a slow one.
Yeah, they went hard on the imagery on that one. I think it was their Wheel of Time thing that they refer to all the time in Thrones. Like the same stuff comes back around, and
yeah.
Like the wheels turning and the wheels burning. Like it's coming around again, and that one burning piece of the windmill is coming around every time, and it was still spinning even at the end of the battle too. Just kind of like heavy symbolism, I think. But yeah, I do wish we saw the battle. It was cool to get some Blackwood and Bracken stuff. They've been sprinkling that in throughout House of the Dragon.
I did find it to be like very corny that each side had a knight who seemed like they sucked, and then 3 fucking just goons.
Yeah,
I was like, how does that just works out perfectly? I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna ask questions, but thought that was just
it was
funny.
a little goofy,
ironic, coincidental.
Yeah, it seemed like the Bracken guy was just a brand new knight. And they were like, his buddies were making fun of him, like, you even know how to use that sword? And,
they both seem like bitches.
yeah. And
they both seem like bitches. I thought this episode was going to start off with some fucking fire. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And it just didn't do that at all.
Yeah. I think they were trying to show, too, that the kid didn't even want to fight back. Like, he clearly was reluctant to say all the shit he did, but they've all just been trained to hate each other. It's like the longest lasting feud in the whole Seven Kingdoms is the Blackwoods and the Brackens. Yeah,
which they're definitely going to basically, like, connect that to this scenario, the fucking Targaryens.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a microcosm of it. It's the same kind of thing, the same senseless, generational violence. Like,
yeah, which that's the very next scene.
Yeah.
Rhaenys fucking says that. No one's going to remember the war. Was it this? Was it that?
Right.
Which brings up the Luke thing about taking his eye. I was like, oh, wow, we're going all the way back then. I was like, maybe that is when the fucking war started.
Right. And later in the episode, too, the guy at Harrenhal says, like, sin begets sin begets sin.
Yep.
He's referring to the Blackwoods and Brackens, too, but it's the
I
same
kind of liked
thing.
that guy.
Yeah, he was cool.
I kind of liked him.
He was chill.
I did. Clearly knew his shit, too. Like, he was keeping up with the fucking drama going on around him. He knew the ins and outs on everybody. He's like, yo, this guy's shitting himself.
Yeah, throwing some shade at everybody, even some at Daemon a little bit.
We'll get to that guy, but I liked him, actually. He's one of the few things this episode I did enjoy.
Yeah, he was funny.
But yeah, like we said, fucking Rhaenys trying to basically say the same thing that we see between the Brackens and the Blackwoods in the first scene, so more connection.
Yep.
But whatever, I don't know. I'm kind of sick of the whole, like, I'm even just sick of that. The Rhaenys, like, giving fucking advice and shit. Like, I'm done with advice. Yeah. It's time to fucking burn some shit on fire. Yeah.
You're like Aegon. I declare war. We're going to war.
Fucking, what is it? Oh, it's Sons of Anarchy, which is funny enough. We just mentioned in the fucking car ride, but there's one scene where fucking they're talking about Jax. And they're like, I don't know if he's down about, like, I don't know if he can do the shit. And he's like, where we're going, it's not about being smart. It's about killing shit.
Yep. Switching gears a little bit.
That's exactly, like, where they should be at. Like, there's no more room for politics. Like, that's it. Like, It's about fucking blood now.
But I agree that they need to do that ASAP. Episode 4 needs to be some carnage.
I mean, like, they were both waiting for someone to shoot the first shot. And then Aemon, even if it was by accident, very much shot the first shot at the end of the first season.
Right.
And in the first episode, we saw off the baby's head. So now both sides have got reason to go, and neither one of them, except for Cole, which is actually what we're gonna get to now. We see Cole's first day as a new job.
Yeah, he's a little stressed.
Which I was thinking, like, for all intents and purposes, I think that's like the first time that we've seen Cole like alone. You know what I mean? Like we've seen him like, say, like last week when he went to go see Sir Eric, we just saw him walking down a hallway.
Right.
I guess that would technically be considered the same thing, but this was like a long shot of actually seeing him like in his room by himself, and you could see how fucking anxious he was, like fucking stressing.
Yeah, that's a good catch. That first time he's been center shot, like single shot, and yeah, just getting in his head a little bit. You know, he wasn't really expecting to be named Hand. He was surprised in the moment.
We never see anything really from like his perspective. I feel like aside from like this scene for the first time, really.
Right, and he only ever learned how to be a soldier. That's how he was able to go from a commoner to a Kingsguard, was because he was such a good soldier. Like he's not really educated like a King's Hand should be.
Yep.
And so he's going to do his best, seems like. But
way to go right now. I couldn't have chosen anybody else.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to go so well, but he's going to try.
He's ascending fast. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's ascending fast.
Failing upwards a little bit.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Happens in the corporate world all the time.
You can tell that he doesn't, even he knows he's in over his head.
Yes.
Which I think could be partially why he is so like hard to go to war like right now, because that is that's his world.
Right.
He's a soldier, he's ready to fight. Being a politician, being Hand of the King is like, that's very much not his game. So if he's just not in town,
right,
he doesn't have to play that game. You know what I mean? He can just fucking
right. He's just trying to be the elevate, like the even more powerful head of the Kingsguard instead of the Hand of the King. He's like, yeah, get me out of here, get me out of the politics, get me in the field.
I feel like even like, so he's Kingsguard, and then I feel like he's also like basically like general. I feel like he's like head of their fucking armies pretty much.
Yeah, but the Lord Commander kind of has that role.
Okay.
But yeah, especially now that he's the Hand of the King as well.
I got you.
I guess those two would kind of share that role, making those main decisions. But
I got you. I think of like say like Tywin kind of thing like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Tywin was the Hand.
But I guess actually that's the Lannister army. That's not like the fucking King's. I don't know. Let's not get into it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's not travel down a loophole today.
There's enough politics in this episode. We don't need to
for real
go into more of it.
For real. We see a couple of new guys in the Kingsguard that clearly were hired by Aegon. They just seem like they're fucking drinking buddies. They're both just chilling, sitting around, not doing their job at all, not respecting the title.
Crazy. Yeah, when Cole walked past them, like they had never been introduced before, and they like still barely even were willing to stand up for him as he passed in the stairway.
They looked like annoyed. Like,
yeah,
oh,
like
we have to stand
up.
Yeah, gross.
I guess that's my new boss. Like I should probably stand.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're clearly not the right stuff.
We see more of them later, and it's the same thing basically. Yep. It was actually, that one was funny though, because Aegon was being Aegon again, and I do find him quite funny.
Yeah, and it does kind of mirror too what was going on with the Kingsguard with Robert Baratheon in Game of Thrones, like where all these kind of shitty guys who don't fit what they need in the white cloth.
Yeah, except for fucking
like Mandon Moore and Boris Blount and stuff, and all these shitty guys that basically just work for Cersei and Tywin instead of doing their real job.
Scumbag people too.
Yes,
like
really
people.
shitty dudes. Arya kills Mandon, I think.
Yeah, it's the one at the brothel, right?
Yeah,
she fucking takes his eyes. It's a good fucking scene. She's fucking awesome.
Yeah, she is.
Late to the small council meeting. Right away, he's actually pushing against Alicent, which is kind of weird because clearly he's got googly eyes for Alicent, which we already seen. But I think that kind of goes to what I was just saying. I think he just wants to get the fuck out of town so that he can just go and do what he knows, which is fighting, rather than do politicking.
For sure.
And he also knows that he knows his audience. Like Aegon's already fucking named him Hands, and he said it was because he wanted like an iron fist of a fucking hand. So
yeah,
he even says that. He's like, King, what do you think? And he's like, fuck yeah, send the dragons, everyone's in. And you know what I mean? It's just like, see, told you, bitch.
Yep. Aegon's been looking for somebody to be on his side for that.
Yep,
and,
exactly.
Now he's got it.
Yep.
And, I think like maybe caught some manipulation by Aemond, it seemed like.
A little bit.
Like he kind of tricked Aegon into wanting to go himself so that he can maybe be alone on the throne, which is what Larys points out to him later and makes Aegon stay eventually. But more successfully playing with Aegon without pissing him off, which Hightower could not do. You know, he was really struggling with that.
Yes.
He was not able to.
Enough.
Yeah, he wasn't playing it well enough. But Aemon knows his brother well enough, and
didn't know how to talk. Like,
totally twisted.
Talk out secret shit.
Yeah, they argued and argued and argued, and then as soon as he said, like, I'm the king, I'm as capable as anybody, and I'm going.
Yeah.
Everybody just was silent. And then the next scene is him putting on his armor. They like, oh, okay, you said what we were trying to get you to say. I'll stop arguing now.
I'm actually kind of surprised, speaking of Aemon, that we haven't kind of seen like more of him this season, because I feel like we really haven't seen that much of him.
I know.
Like in his scene last week, I thought was very weird, which I talked about. Actually, yeah, we couldn't link up last week. I ended up doing it by myself.
Yep, I watched it.
But
I still killed it.
Appreciate it. It just felt like Aemon's the only scene that week was weird. Like there was his apology, like I guess if you could call it an apology, but he was showing remorse for what he did. But
Right.
I don't know. I just kind of thought, especially after the way the first season ended, I thought that we would see just more of his character, probably dealing with the outbreak of what he did.
Right. Yeah, I mean he's gonna get into the action here for sure. He's got the biggest nuclear weapon in the realm there.
Yeah, but everyone keeps saying to fucking chill at home. So
I know.
eventually something's gonna have to happen though, or he's gonna have to fucking go out. Hopefully it's something that happens in this next episode, because God knows I need something to happen. Let's see. White Worm asks Rhaenyra for a seat on her council. She ain't going anywhere. She wants revenge on the High Towers. We do see Sea Smoke. That's why I noted this scene. We see Sea Smoke, and they say that he's been restless lately.
I know. So, yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit.
All right.
Do you think that means maybe Laenor just died wherever he is or something? Or did their connection between each other finally break because he had been far enough away? Or
I think he just lost his dragon rider, and now it's been a while.
Okay.
I feel like isn't this like they say there's like a connection there,
right?
Like a bond,
right?
So I mean, just got up and left one day, didn't say goodbye and nothing, just fucking got his shit and walked out the door.
I know. So you think he's just hitting his breaking point of grief or whatever, the dragon, and he's looking for a companionship, so. Like she said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought there might be a chance maybe Laenor died, and so that's why he's finally able to start looking for something else, because there's never been a real explanation of.
I think of it just like Gendry
having two riders. Yeah.
Like when Gendry fucking rose off in that boat, I was like, all right, like I don't know when, but we're gonna see this motherfucker again.
Yeah.
I feel like that's exactly what they did with Laenor. They like made sure to show us that he's like rowing off and that he's alive and it's all good.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of time until he comes back for one reason or another.
I like that.
I'd be shocked if he didn't. And they wouldn't. I can't imagine that they would like kill him off screen too. That'd be just fucking weird. And you said that in the books he dies.
Yeah, or he's at least never heard from again. So if he did run away, he didn't come back.
Right. Which like that would be a weird thing. I feel like for them to do, like as showrunners. Like, all right, we're just gonna have this guy just like sail off into the sunset. Like that's not really Thronesy. Like, all right, let's kill him. Right. Or let's bring him back.
Yeah. Weird way to write a guy off a show.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, no, I always like to see another dragon. I'm assuming that one's probably going to get a new rider soon, which we're going to see a guy quite shortly that I imagine is probably going to be one of the riders.
Yeah, he claims to have some Targaryen blood, so that would make him much more qualified than anybody else.
That was probably my favorite part of the episode. Before we get there, we have I tied both these together, but Rhaenyra sends Rhaenys to the Vale to be basically mother, not just of the kids, but also the dragon eggs as well. Yeah. Which says 4 dragon eggs.
Right.
Are 3 of them Dany's? Would start there.
The showrunner said after, yes.
Okay. So what the fuck is the 4th egg?
I think that is maybe an unhatched one for her, for Rhaena.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Or maybe for... yeah, I think that would be what it is.
You think that one's going to hatch, like, in this show, basically, is what you're saying?
I'm trying to remember how it goes, but...
Obviously,
I feel like that's what... She didn't say that at any point. One's for her, or that's like she was getting them all the dragon eggs. Or I guess they're all for her, kind of.
Well, I know that
just the Dany's 3 never hatched.
Vale, yeah, right. Well, that's true.
But they're all for her, probably. You know, they're not like these are going to be the prophesied 3 eggs that go to Dany or whatever.
Probably.
But they are those 3.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah. So
I was just curious about that 4th one. I mean, I didn't know if they were going to try to do something with that, like fucking somehow, some way.
I think it's going to hatch.
Like Daenerys's or some shit like that. founded some like
Right.
like the other Targaryen storyline that they skipped in the show.
That'd be cool.
Maybe they fucking somehow, I don't know.
If like Euron had a, or if like young Griff.
There you go. I couldn't think of his name, but young Griff. Yeah. That's a good storyline.
Yeah, it's really.
It's like a good storyline.
Yep.
Fucking Tyrion ends up with him and shit. That's a good one. But yeah, maybe somehow, some way, fucking, I don't know. That'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
That would be fucking cool.
And it could have already hatched or something too. Someone else could have it, and it could
True.
be just as big as Drogon or something.
So the Vale, I know, asked for a dragon to like basically guard itself when it sends out its soldiers.
Yeah.
So like, I imagine they're not giving them a dragon egg because that doesn't do any good. And I think
They're just giving them the baby dragon, though, right?
Mentioned them like a small dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it fucking Darren's maybe?
Um.
Oh wait, no, that's Allison's son.
Yeah, I think it's Joffrey's.
Okay.
Joffrey's small dragon. Like I think it's Tessarion. I might be getting it mixed up, but I think it's Tessarion.
I was gonna say I thought Reynard didn't mention like specifically the name.
But
of
yeah,
the
it's
dragon.
like the size of a dog. Like it's not really gonna do anything.
It'll
But
be fine. It'll grow
just
up quick.
checking off the box on the contract that they signed. You said you wanted a dragon.
The Vale's
what do you
fucking
want? What do you want
far
from
away
it?
too.
Right. Their thing is that they can defend from any land attack because they have that they call it the Bloody Gates.
Yeah, you have to go through that narrow.
and then they have the huge cliff that their castle's on, the Vale. I mean,
What is
the Eyrie.
it? Give me 8 good minutes. I'm climbing spikes and I'll impregnate the bitch. I think is the line.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure is the line.
that's a great call.
It is because then even Tyrion likes it because he says it again later in the show. I think it's when they take Casterly Rock.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, Tyrion brings it back. I just watched that show again like maybe 5 or 6 months ago with Holly for the first time, and I was like, I have seen this show a lot of times.
You probably watched it on people's first time like 3 or 4. Like, dude,
That's actually a good question. I don't know. Yeah, probably.
That's a great way to watch it though. Is like taking someone through
Watching
their
somebody's
first watch.
reactions too is
and being
awesome.
able to explain just enough, but
Yeah.
like not giving anything away.
Sprinkling crumbles.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's sending Reyna off to go play mom. She's kind of pissed off at first, but then when she sees the eggs are coming too, I feel like she's like, "Oh wow, like all right, I am being trusted pretty highly."
Yep. It still is kind of interesting though that it's exactly what Rhaenyra hated about her role of being a woman, and in the first season, she like complained about how she didn't want to be like a baby factory,
Right.
Like Alicent was turning into, and like her mother died doing, and
She ends up having more, didn't she? She got two with
5,
Daemon,
right?
and then 3 in the Strongs.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, and then one that passed right after being born too.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's exactly what she got mad at her dad for doing, and she really resisted the motherly role. She wanted to be a queen
She always said
ruler.
that.
Yep. But she's just doing the same stuff, repeating the generational mistakes.
Find a girl that can do both,
Right. Right.
and puts up with Daemon.
Yeah.
This woman's tired. It's fucking crazy that she's leading it. She's about to lead an army to battle.
Yep. But that is again the theme of the episode is the repeating of the same generational mistakes, and like the same thing that she was pissed about. She's not breaking the wheel. She's just doing the same thing she hated that happened to her.
I am curious to see like if she's gonna play basically kind of like how Aegon's being forced to play and like chilling back at home. Cyrax is just chilling with her because he's a good sized dragon. Or she's a good sized dragon too, right?
She is, yeah.
So it kind
top 5.
of sucks if she's just chilling at home.
I don't know. It's just tricky when your best weapons can only be ridden by your most important people. You know, if you could just deploy, you know, maybe that's what these dragon seeds can be. These new riders can be more dispensable. You know.
Yeah, I see that. I'll say Rhaenys has been laying it all on the line, no problem. She's a fucking. I mean, she's not the queen, like the queen to be, but or whatever you want to call her. But she's pretty fucking important. I mean,
Yeah, she's been riding every day. It seemed like.
yeah.
Like,
She said she's
until
gotten like 100
exhaustion.
miles of water all by herself.
Yeah, just like riding the dragon till it's exhausted and needs to feast for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Big girl job.
Tough
She's a
gig.
gangster. She's been getting more and more screen time, and I don't mind it.
Yep, and she's just like the silent like authority figure too.
Yeah.
Like, Rhaenyra kind of gets told off by everybody. She in that scene coming up, like she
Every
reminds
time you
everybody.
see her and Lord Corlys too, they're always very handsy. Those two.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was an arranged marriage. I assumed it was, But I was like, oh, sometimes these things work out.
Yeah, he's in the powerful dragon rider thing.
Yeah.
He respects that she's a badass.
Yeah. He's getting fucking, I don't know why. He looks so much older, I feel like.
Yeah.
And there wasn't like any time jump. I feel like he really aged up, though. And he looks skinnier. He looks almost like sickly, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, he did almost die, right?
Yeah.
And,
Sure did.
And he limps around and shit with a cane, so that doesn't help the image either. But,
Sure does. He was actually kind of funny in that conversation, too. He was just like, yeah, fuck those kids. Like, they're my grandchildren, apparently, but
Yeah.
they ain't never been on a boat. They're on the opposite side of the world. Like,
Yeah.
might as well not be.
Yeah. Last week he says he likes being dominated in bed. And then this week he doesn't care about his grandkids anymore.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I like it.
He's on a roll.
Let's see. Oh, all right. We get to a scene that they've been showing trailers of nonstop from before the show even actually aired for the first episode. Then they've shown it in the week after, the fucking preview for after week 1, the preview after week 2. We finally get fucking Damon arriving at Harrenhal, which looks wicked cool. He's like showing up. He's on Caraxes. There's one guard who's like dragon.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, there are guys here. Cool. Let's go fucking kill them and light them all on fire again. Like fucking. Was it Aegon the Conqueror? No, it wasn't. Was it? That lit that place up?
That like melted Harrenhal, yeah, on the day it was finished being built.
There you go. Fucking light it up just like that day.
Yeah, melted stone.
Instead, he lands, and there's literally one single guard that he like punches out with like one punch. And I was like, dude, that was so lame.
Just caves the guy's face.
And I was like, I get it, like to the point where he's like wowed by how little like this castle's guarded, and it's basically just free for the taking. I get that, but like
Could have been
3 guards.
Yeah, could have been a little bit better.
Slits one's throat.
Right.
Fucking clashes another one, punch another one out.
Right.
Like, can you give me like
It can still be easy.
3? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not anything very crazy.
Yeah.
Just a little something.
Right. Or Caraxes eats a few guys in the courtyard or something.
Sounds good to me.
you know?
Yeah. Just lands and like squishes a couple guys.
Right.
That would have been cool.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah. Dude.
But he walks in all fucking stealthy, fucking. Even though I don't know how you can be stealthy in like armor like that. Like that shit
Yeah.
got to make fucking noise, bro.
For real.
But we get introduced to the guy that we were already talking about, Simon Strong, who I guess he's what, Lord Strong, right? He's
Yeah,
the
they said
Lord
he's the
of Harrenhal?
Castellan. So he's so it's technically Laris is the Lord of Harrenhal.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which
Fucking
he talks
Clubfoot
shit about
bitch.
him in a minute here, but yeah, he's the Castellan, which just means he's like the caretaker. He's the one in charge on site, but not the commander or the Lord.
Yeah, I was gonna say he gives up.
He's
real like he doesn't even give up real quick. He's just like as soon as he walks in, he's like, yeah. What's going on? You the new guy? Cool.
Yeah. which queen? Oh yeah.
And like we said, he's got all the drama on everybody. He's like, all right, what you want to know, boss? Like, all right, this guy fucking does this. This guy can't shit.
Yeah.
These people hate each other. They hated each other for centuries.
Yep. Sin begets sin.
Yeah, and I can't like honestly. After a few minutes, if I was Damon, I'd be like, all right, you know what? This food's probably not poison. Give it back to me.
Yeah. I trust this guy.
Yeah. This is such a nonchalant conversation. There's no way that this is poison.
Yeah. And he like turns the conversation away from like the war to like he's like, oh, sorry, these peas are overcooked. Like he's more concerned about the peas than
real.
like losing his castle.
We find out he's got no love for the Clubfoot. He knows that they were fucking lit on fire.
Yep.
I mean, which is weird because as we see, it's fucking pouring rain there.
Right. He said it's hard to
Light a fire.
light a fire in the summer, and it hadn't rained there in whatever years.
So he knows that whole thing was bullshit.
Yep.
Weird part of this scene that I thought was interesting. He calls him my prince, and then Damon corrects him and he says, Your Grace. Mm-hmm. What does that, like, does that mean he's claiming it for Damon?
I was a little confused by that too because Cersei totally goes by Your Grace,
True.
right?
Yep.
But she also fucks with the titles a little bit. She might be doing some weird stuff too. She still wants to go by Queen even when Marjorie's the new queen. And they kind of have beef about like Queen Regent, Queen Mother. What do I even call you now? Like,
Fucking Marjorie.
but yeah, I was confused. I feel like the King Consort would be Your Grace too, right? Like that's what his role is the King Consort.
That's what he starts to say. He goes, I like assumed as king, and then he gets like cut off basically.
Right. So yeah, it does seem like Damon is at least struggling with what he wants to do. I think he maybe changes his mind after his trippiness in a little bit here, but yeah, it seems like he still is thinking selfishly and pissed, lashing out like he does.
I mean, you can't split this thing into a 3-headed monster.
I know.
I mean, it's just not possible. There's not even the blacks don't have enough people to split in half.
No.
But Damon would just go about it a different way. He would just start flying around, burning people, and be like, "Yeah, you good? All right, cool, let's go.
Yeah, right.
You're not good? All right, die.
Yeah.
Fire." So that I found interesting.
Yeah, it was weird. That seems like he's power reaching for sure.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of like him, like putting his flag in this fucking thing, not so much fucking Rhaenyra's.
Yeah.
We also find out the Riverlands has the biggest army, 40,000 soldiers. So we've already known that place is important. We've already heard about it a lot. Cole's on his way there. Damon's already on his way there. So we are heading for a powder keg in fucking episode 4. And I've already told you, and I think I've said it on here before, but episode 4 is supposed to be a banger.
Good.
I heard like that before the show even aired for the second season. I heard that episode 4 was being compared to like the Watchers on the Wall, fucking Battle of Blackwater Bay, shit like that.
Nice.
So hopefully that's what they give us because I need it. I need it. The last 2 episodes have just been such a setup. And this one, even more so than last week, I felt like really did not push really anything forward. It was just a lot of the same shit that we'd already seen.
I guess it's character development though. Yeah, like we know Rhaena way better now. Damon had his whole character turn with his scene. Cole is like
that's
like
what I'm saying though. Cole's
in
still
fuck
being
it
a
mode.
twat.
He's in fuck it mode now though. He's like saying out loud all that stuff in the courtyard to Alicent. Everybody sees what's going on. He's just in fuck it mode. He seems like
That's true.
suicidal. I don't know. Aegon's getting fucked with. Aemond finally. I don't know. Like it's all kind of everybody's kind of teeing up here for their state of mind that has to happen before all this shit goes down. But
I guess I don't know.
I think as long as there's
like,
a payoff,
like
you'll
all
like
we
it
learned,
more.
I feel like the Aemon thing was just like a matter of like he's fucking the same bitch,
Yeah.
like, and he doesn't really care about it too much because he just hopped out of there with his dick out. So he was just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, like, I mean, like you said, kind of like he might have been trying to sway Aegon like nonchalantly at the beginning of the episode, but like, it's not much.
Yeah.
He hasn't really done too. I feel like everyone's kind of just going the same way that's always in this episode. Like the council is still trying to fucking push Rhaenyra to use the dragons. Rhaenyra is still like no. Rhaenys is still basically like trust yourself. Damon's doing Damon shit. I don't know. Everything just kind of stood course to me. Aegon was getting drunk, having a good time, which as per usual, we're gonna get to him. I'm honestly, dude. The more things are starting to go on, the more I'm starting to consider my allegiances.
Yeah. Going green.
If it wasn't for Cole and Cole could just die, then we'd be fucking straight. Then I'd be like, all right, you know what? I'm in. Cole's the problem. Yeah,
he
I don't
does.
like Otto
He
too.
sucks. Well, Otto's kind of on the way out now.
It seems that way. It seems that way.
But he's still at least in power of the High Towers.
True.
Or I think his brother is. His brother's is Lord Hightower.
Okay. Yeah. So now he's gonna go home. He ain't shit there either. Just gonna be fucking. Please give me something.
Yeah.
Can I be your hand? Do you have a hand?
He is going to have the last son of Viserys and Alicent down there too. That's where Daeron is. And he has
Oh right, yeah. He said that
he has a
was gonna
decent
go.
sized dragon too.
He said he was gonna go fucking mold his mind.
Yep. He's 12 or something.
Okay.
And he has a dragon. It's badass.
And he's being raised in Old Town, which I feel like is a very like chill place.
Right. That's where the Citadel is.
Right. It's a place of learning.
Yep. And trade.
I was just gonna say that.
Yep.
Fucking see, I remember a lot more of the books than I fucking thought. I was thinking about reading them back, but then I'm gonna just be disappointed all over again.
Yeah.
Because it'll be like 8 months, a year from now, I'll have finished the books again, and then it still won't have Winds of Winter.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen. Never. And I'm telling you, even after he dies, there's gonna be something that comes out and it'll be like in his fucking will, he said that no one can ever write any of these books.
I think that's his current stance on it.
It's gonna be crazy. He's gonna die. He's just gonna left it unwritten. He's a cunt. Which honestly, if fucking Jon Snow being dead at the end, like, guess that means Jon Snow's dead.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
You must like Jon Snow in the books better.
He's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he is better. He is better. He's just, yeah. You know what? He is better in the books. You're right. He really is. It is. It's fucking Kit Harington. Such a little fucking plot. Him and his stupid fucking stairs. I fucking hate him. I can't believe he's getting his own show.
They actually canceled the snow one.
Did they?
Yep, it's over. No snow.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, it's over. The character is done.
Love to hear it. Give me basically anything else.
Yeah.
Give me fucking anything else. I'm pretty much in. I'm looking forward to fucking Knights of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
I'm looking for. I think that 1,000 Ship show will be good. I think that's a good fucking. That'll just be like almost like a mini series. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I feel like that can be done in like just like maybe like 2 seasons or some shit like that. One long season, fucking some shit like that.
I like that.
Cole's gonna head out to battle. This kind of goes to what you were just saying about not giving a fuck. He fucking asks Allison for her favor before he marches off to battle. He gets introduced to her brother, who right away has a super punchable face, and his name is Gawain, so that's also a reason to be punched in the face.
Yeah, it's tough.
He's very twatty too. You can tell that he thinks he's hot shit.
Yeah, dumps on Cole for being like commoner and like instead of saying he earned anything.
Highborn.
Yeah, instead of saying he earned anything, he's like, "You're lucky the gods have graced you with all these honors and all this shit. Like, you didn't earn this; you were given it, and you're a low-born piece of shit."
I think the right in your face thing is that Cole no longer gives a shit. And then I think the not in your face thing is if you just watch the scene like again, you'll notice that the clubfoot is just chilling in the background, clearly like listening into everything that's going on.
Yeah,
So it's just like this guy's just you'd think that it would be harder actually for him to get this information. You know what I mean? Like he's like Varys, like with his little birds and shit. He's literally just chilling like right there, like fucking 50 yards away, just like, yo, what's going on over there? All right, let me go waddle my ass over to the king.
Yeah,
Fucking.
he seems very harmless because he's crippled and soft-spoken and stuff, but he's the
Talk about rising fast,
guy.
bro. He's right there. Him and Cole, both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Gawain also notices the little connection between Allison and Cole as well.
Took him 2 minutes, and you gotta assume there's other people that are onto it too.
True. There's also a world where I think Otto says something to him, like whether it's fucking a Raven message or however so, because you could already tell that he had the same suspicion in the council chamber scene. Right. He like saw them come in together, and you could tell that he was suspicious and suspect of it. Yep. And now this kid just turns up out of the blue, out of nowhere, when Otto's gone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I feel like there could definitely be something.
They would have been briefed on at least some stuff, but then that seems like that would be top of the list.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, like he right away is like, all right, I'm with Cole. So you know what I mean? Like he's further.
Right. He's trusting him to play his same role.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't be there, but
exactly.
You're my eyes and ears, and
exactly.
This is what's going on.
Keep an eye out on them fucking, because I think they're fucking.
Yeah, that's good call. So maybe they're not being as obvious as I think, but it seemed like Cole was intentionally loud when he like asked for her favor and stuff. Like, I don't know if he just wanted Gawain to hear it, or if he wanted everyone to hear it, or what. If it was a power move just towards Gawain, or
I don't know.
What.
I don't know.
But he wanted someone to hear.
You think that he said that to be like overheard?
It seemed like it. I don't know. It was at least most obvious place ever. But it seemed like he spoke up and wanted to be heard by either everybody or at least Gawain.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Which is why I think he's in complete fuck it mode, like where Daemon was in the end of that the Crab King war, where he just like suicide run.
My brother is not going to win this war. It's like I'm either gonna die or I'm gonna win this. Fucking.
I'm not about to give up. I'm gonna give it my best, but I'm willing to die to just fucking
go. rather than give this
I'll
glory
to
my fucking brother. Not a shot in hell.
I'm winning or dying trying.
Exactly. When people say that, they're like, I'd sooner die, and you can tell like they don't mean it. He fucking meant it. I literally would rather die than have it be made out like my brother, the fucking the peaceful king, came and saved my ass.
For real. So yeah, I got the same vibes there, where he's just in fucking mode. So he's even more of a wild card than he has been. And that was kind of a fuck it mode thing when he sent the twin too. Like, that was kind of just stupid, going over everybody's head, and I don't know. He's already been just a wild card, loose cannon.
The more I think about that now, that is actually almost... Well, that was just him basically projecting because he wasn't there, so he was just trying to do something to make up for it, is really the bigger thing. Because actually, when I was thinking about it, that doesn't actually seem that coalesced. But I think that was more of like a in the moment kind of thing. Sending Sir Eric.
Yeah.
I think that was
just
more
projecting his guilt.
Yeah.
On him. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's like actually like kind of in a way
So
weird.
sad.
Like if he succeeds and he kills Rhaenyra, like boom, end of the war.
Right.
Now what?
Greatest move ever.
Now you're like actually just like literally playing like watching Alicent's like that's your job. You're playing bitch boy hoe, which is exactly what you didn't want to do for Rhaenyra. Now there's like no
Be your
threat.
whore.
Yeah, you'd just be fucking. You'd be like the Kingsguard of like Robert Baratheon. You'd just be chilling. Like there's nothing to worry about. Like the kingdom's peaceful. Like there's no threats. Like everyone's just fucking chilling.
Yep.
Winter is coming. We need to fucking give people food and stuff.
Right. Just run the kingdom.
Which is an interesting tangle that I wonder if that's going to be into the show at all. They mentioned that in season 1 that like winter's over and the fucking cold is coming. I think that'd be like a little bit cooler if we see some dragon fights like in the snow. I think that'd be pretty sick.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that.
I think that'd be pretty cool. So we'll see if that comes into play anyway.
I know. I want some more Winterfell. Want some more. Yeah. I think it would need to be up near there.
I like.
But I guess the snow definitely won't ever come to King's Landing because that was like a big deal with the long night thing.
Oh right.
It actually snowed.
But we're gonna be fighting. We're gonna be fighting some battles north of like King's Landing and shit. I'd imagine a few in the Riverlands and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's definitely stage 1.
From there, I would imagine it would just keep projecting upwards. I would imagine. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. But I wouldn't imagine that it would go to like say, I think it's Old Town and Casterly Rock or like to the left-hand side. So I can't imagine they'd go that way since the Hightowers are already there and the Lannisters are on their side.
Yeah.
To the right is like fucking what?
I think that's where like Dragonstone and shit is.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, going north.
Yeah.
That'd be my thought at least.
Yeah.
So we're getting closer to the snow. I like want to see. Like I'm always cool with seeing Winterfell and like seeing the Wall and seeing the North. Like it was cool to open up the season that way, and I liked it. But like at the end of the day, we've seen so much of it already that I would like. I keep saying like I want to see more of Dorne so bad. I want to see more of Dorne. There's way more Dorne in the books. If I was living it, like I would want to live in Dorne. That place is just a party. Everybody loves everybody. Everyone's just like fuck it. It just seems like free love. It's like Woodstock, but in a whole country, and it's really warm and it's really nice there.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it's like the Bahamas mixed with fucking Woodstock. That sounds awesome. That sounds so cool. And it's basically what it is. Everyone's fucking everybody. Everyone's just drunk on wine. Fucking unbent out and bound, broken. They're fucking the only one that stood up to like, Aegon. So they're just living high off that. They're like, yeah, we're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The rest of these people stink.
Yeah, they're always the one like kingdom that goes the opposite of everybody else. They always hold their ground.
Yeah.
Like you said, they said fuck you to Aegon the Conqueror.
Yep.
Basically just hid.
I can't imagine
Scattered.
that they're going to get it, like involved in this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will, but I can't imagine that they would. I can't see why that they would.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. We did see a random Dornish guy in this episode.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We didn't
We're
really get to
actually
hear
very
what
close to that.
his angle was at all.
No. I think that was just, like I said, we'll get there. We see a quick conversation, Helena and Allison, but that whole thing was just useless aside from the fact that she said, I forgive you.
Yeah.
So she was like, bitch, I know why my kid's dead, and you were fucking that dude. Like, I'm not dumb. I seen that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I know I speak in fucking hidden clues, and everyone thinks I'm a kooky girl, but I seen that shit, bro.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be, right? Like, you took the guard away from my door so you could have sex, and that's why my kid's dead.
It's on you,
Yeah,
mama.
I forgive you, yeah.
We go to Aegon preparing for war. He's putting on fucking Aegon the Conqueror's fucking armor and shit.
Valyrian steel armor.
And big scene for the Clubfoot. Here he comes again, fucking just manipulating the situation, getting into the king's ear. He shows up, and he's just like, why the fuck is this happening? Nobody else thinks this is dumb. And the king's god's like, all right, fine. And then he tells him actually kind of what you hinted at, that this whole thing was kind of orchestrated by the council to get him like outsmarted so that he would fly off, and then Alicent would be in charge, and Aemon would be by her side. Yeah. And he buys into it. He totally buys into it. He decides that he's not going to go off, and he names fucking Clubfoot his Master of Whispers.
Yeah.
Dad didn't need one, but I want one, baby.
Yep. A little promotion. He's obviously good at it.
And now he's in the
I
council.
don't know if you can trust him.
No.
I don't think anybody should trust him, but
No, for sure not.
that's also what makes him good, kind of thing. I don't know. That's kind of the same vibe Varys had. And
Yeah.
know.
Honestly, he's more of a Littlefinger to me.
yeah,
He's more a more manipulator than then fucking I don't know.
I mean, Varys,
know
like,
Varys
lined up young Griff and stuff. Like we were talking about young Griff earlier.
Yep.
That's all Varys, and Varys also was involved with Dany hiding in Pentos and stuff.
True.
Like, he does all the biggest schemes.
Oh yeah, he's always
He's the biggest puller of strings. He's trying to change the fate of the kingdoms, not just make a bag like Baelish.
Fucking the other day I saw someone tweet and they were like, the thing that pisses me off about this show is that all of this happens just to end with this kid sitting on the Iron Throne. And it's like a picture of Bran the Broken. And I was like, no, right away I tweeted, I was like, no. Right now, Bran, who's really the three-eyed raven, is making sure that cat's paw dagger lands exactly where it needs to go at all times so that it ends with him on the throne. And I was like, and I'm sticking to that story. It's my fiction, and it's better than the story. Maybe we'll see it in the books. Again, we're never going to see those, but that's the way things should have actually been shown in the show.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah.
Or if it was evil, too. Like, if that was all Bloodraven orchestrating to get
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying.
power.
I think, like, the Three-Eyed Raven is, like, evil. I think this whole time he's just trying to fucking win power, basically, but he's doing it in the longest of cons. That's actually why I thought of it. So you're saying Varys is playing the long con.
Yep.
And it fucking set off that tweet in my head.
Okay, I like that.
But, yeah, I was just saying, you want to talk about long cons, bro. That's a fucking long con.
Yeah, 200 years.
One other part that I thought was kind of funny, like I said, was Aegon being Aegon. The King's fucking guard, the same two losers that weren't like at their post. They're like, yo, we're going out in the town tonight. We're gonna get this kid fucking laid at the brothel. We're all gonna go out and get crazy. And Aegon's just like, bro, like you're set to be like, oh no. He's like, what about your purdy, like the oaths you took? And they were just like, and Aegon's just like, no, like I'll fucking rip your head off. I love this kid. I really do. I can't help it.
Yeah,
Those
those guys are such
fucking-
fucks, though. Like,
Yeah, they are.
just
you can
really
tell that
taking
they're more
advantage
of
of
like,
him, right? Like they're just.
yeah, I think they're his buddies,
And they aren't
I think
realizing
they're
what they
fucking
did.
Signed. I think they don't know what they signed up for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they were just thinking it's gonna be more of like a party, like they're already with them, like they're
Yeah.
friends. But now they're gonna be like in command. And they're gonna have some nice cloaks and all that shit and be respected. And that was just gonna be it. But it's like, no, bitches, you have an actual fucking job
Yeah,
to do.
you're doing 18 hours a day of standing by a door
for real.
for the rest of your
a lot
life.
of standing. A lot of
for
standing.
the rest of your life.
Very little action. We go to probably the best scene, which is the guy we were talking about, Ulf. We see him in the taverns in the gutters of King's Landing, which I would never want to like stay, but like I could spend a couple, like Damon and fucking Rhaenyra do in season 1.
Right.
I could go spend like a couple of hours down there.
Yeah.
Like it seems like a cool time. There's street magic, people are hammered, there's titties everywhere.
Yeah.
It looks like a good time.
Got some Atlantic City vibes, kind of.
We get introduced to Ulf,
Yeah.
who claims to be half Targaryen. Damon and Viserys's half brother, which would make him Uncle to Rhaenyra.
Yes, and to
Big claim.
Aegon and Aemond too.
True. Wow. Yeah. Good call.
Yep.
Bold claim.
Yeah. So it's a tricky one.
You have to imagine if he's actually telling the truth that he's got to be one of the people that's going to claim one of these dragons.
Yeah,
You
it seems
have
like
to
they're
imagine.
at least setting him up to be trying for it. So.
That's why I think they're introducing all of these random new characters, like individually without any connection to the show at all, which is weird. Like that's not like.
Yeah.
That's not Thronesy, you know what I'm saying? It's just like here's this new character totally out of the blue.
Yep.
But interested.
Yeah, and he declared his loyalty too, right? He
Yes,
clearly
Rhaenyra.
is
to
Team
the
Black
Blacks, for
Yep.
sure. Yep, good call.
But he's in King's Landing, so I wonder if that's a reflection of.
Very funny, but he's like, yeah, this could get me killed, but then can't shut the fuck up. It's like, which one is it? Because this
Yeah.
actually will get you fucking killed.
Yes.
Like, you say it jokingly, but it's like, if someone just says something like, you might die.
For real. Yeah, tensions are high right now.
For real. If you're claiming blacks and fucking king, if you're claiming blacks and you're half Targaryen, it'd be like, all right, well, we gotta kill this guy right now.
Yeah, and saying like stuff like the true queen and the true heir.
Yeah.
Like that's
Bold.
risky shit.
This was the Dornish guy he was talking to, or he was talking to a couple guys, but one of them was Dornish.
Yep.
Just a
Two of
random
his friends and a
mention of
Dornish guy.
Yep.
Also, do you think Ulf has a job, or do you think he just uses his like status as a possible bastard to to just get free drinks and food and stuff? That's what it seemed like. He just wanders around and
I mean, it's kind
Just
of a
like
cool strategy,
plays
but at
off
the end
his-
of the day, if that's what we're wasting screen time on, I'm going to
D-list
lose
celebrity.
my fucking Miza team.
well, we'll see. He could be more important very soon. They're definitely giving him a background here that we can, so he can maybe try riding a dragon.
Things just needed to start happening. I don't even need actually like that's. I don't even actually need like bodies to start dropping necessarily.
Yeah.
If fucking Damon was just like, all right, bro, like we got 3 dragons out on like our unclaimed, like who wants to try and ride them?
Right.
That would be awesome. I could watch a fucking couple of guys get flown off of a dragon and fucking die and smash to pieces or get lit on fire. That sounds fun to me. I would definitely enjoy that.
For real.
Give me that scene.
You think
I'm not
there'd be
asking for a lot.
Yeah, there'd be people who'd die for like that kind of elevation in society too.
Fuck yeah. You kidding me? I probably would. To have a dragon? Actually, no. What am I talking about? I definitely would.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot.
Hell yeah. Worst case scenario, quick death.
Yeah.
Death by fire is the purest death. I'm going to keep quoting fucking Thrones all day now. I'm just on it now. My brain's just fucking...
Love it.
Let's see. All of a sudden, fucking Aegon and his fucking Kingsguard walk in. They're ready to party. They buy a round for everybody. Everybody loves that guy. It's a good way to win over the common folk.
Yeah.
Then they head over to the brothel. And we get something that's pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. I find it hysterical. This is where they got the blowjob going on. We just see like a girl like fucking sucking some dick. And I was like, you know, dude, like that must be such a funny fucking day on set. You have some guy who's standing there pretending to get head. And then you have some girl who's fucking sucking on probably like a prosthetic dick, some rubber fucking thing, pretending to give head.
What a gig.
Like, imagine like, oh my God, like I heard you were an extra in Game of Thrones. Like, were you a soldier? And they were like, actually, I was pretending to suck some guy's dick.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh fuck, like, that's wild. But I did like right away. I saw that, and that's where my brain goes. And I was like, that was funny, wickedly like wicked unnecessary, but I fucking hilarious when I thought of that right away.
Yeah, it threw me off a little bit too, but whatever.
Like imagine watching that on like you're one of the fucking sound guys, and you just got like the speaker going, and this girl's just sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to bring in the porn director specialist for
Billy
seeing-
Wallstrow's fucking in.
Yeah. This guy knows. He's professional.
Oh fuck. But yeah, they get into the brothel, like I said, and they come across fucking naked ass Aemon looking all Voldemort again, chilling with the same girlfriend, and fucking Aegon just embarrassing him. You can see Aemon wants to fucking do something, but he's a loyal fucking dog, man. Like he knows, like, even though he's my brother, this is the king. I can't say anything. I can't embarrass him. Just gets up. We got his dick flopping around. He just gets up, walks out, says, "You guys can have her. I don't even fucking want her."
Yeah.
Which is kind of surprising because it seemed like he really liked her, but I guess we're gonna just keep hiding any real emotions from him.
Yeah, he's got to be tough.
Yeah,
Just own-
can't be laying like a fucking naked baby with this.
Look at all Voldemort as a cracking up.
Oh man, dude, it's so funny. It's so funny that it's like this guy was supposed to like he's the best sword in our army, and it's just like, dude, this guy looks like if I fucking kicked him in the leg, it would shatter into pieces. He's a twig.
He did look sick with his no eye patch though.
Yeah,
Walking
no,
away.
it does look cool.
And yeah,
Aemon One Eye is also a cool nickname.
it's kind of got the vibe too. He's like, all right, just wait. You're a fucking dumbass. I'm gonna probably be in charge soon.
True.
I don't know if that was after he decided not to go too. So
Yes. Yeah. He also kind of like. He's another one that wants to clearly get out there and get into the thick of things. Like you could see when Cole was fucking like saying it at the King's Council, like he was the fucking Great Council, whatever. Small council. You could tell that he was like, all right, like I'm fucking ready to go. And they were like, no, Vagar's needed here.
right.
You know what I mean? Like he's ready. He's itching to go. And
Yep.
they had that conversation, him and Cole, episode 1.
Yeah,
where
they're on the
like
same
planning
page
out-
with all their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's ready to fucking to get out there.
And they both agreed Harrenhal was the most important thing, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Which, like, I get Vagar's the big boy and shit, and you want to keep him at home, but at the same time, you send him out, and, like, you still got Aegon's dragon, and then you got Helena's got a dragon, which I can't, can you imagine Helena, like, on Dragonback, like,
Right.
in war, and just like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
Dracarys! Like fucking Princess Peach.
Right. I think it's a pretty big dragon too. It's like, I know it's at least like 75 years old. They don't really say how big it is, but it's
That makes sense.
fully grown, big
Yeah.
one.
That one's fucking. It's definitely it's probably a wise dragon. It's like I'm gonna take care of this crazy bitch because she
Yeah.
sees things, and
Yeah.
I like that.
She probably could have a better one of those connections than other people too.
I bet she does.
Yeah.
Even though we've never seen her with a dragon.
Yeah.
I fucking
she
that was
tames her
another thing.
bugs.
Another thing I saw actually, because you mentioned that we don't see any of her like prophecies or anything like that.
Right.
I saw another tweet that was just like, you can read the whole thing of A Song of Ice and Fire, and you can get a reference to every single character in the show except for Helena. And I was like, not sure of that, but next time I watch the show, because it's going to be a next time, I'm going to definitely take note of that.
Yeah,
I'm
wow.
going to have that on my mind at all times.
Wow. Yeah, she's definitely a hidden one. I love what they're doing with her.
Yeah, no, she fucking clearly has much more of a role in the show than apparently in the books.
Yeah, right after her kid is killed there, she just kind of crumbles, gets super depressed, stops eating.
Oh, that's right. You said that. Yeah.
Stops eating. Allison has to start taking care of the baby and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
But she still has two, right? Because are they not twins?
in
the
the
books?
in the books, she has the other twin and then a 2-year-old son.
Right.
But it seems like I think it's just the twins in the show. It looks like I don't think we've seen a baby, have we?
No.
Just the 6-year-old
Yeah.
girl.
Probably not giving her
Jahara.
any more trauma.
Yeah.
We get to fucking Bela and Moondancer, Spot and Cole. Fucking Gawain and his men think they're too good to camp. They're going to an inn. Can't blame them. And then we see fucking. It's an awful name. It's such a Game of Thrones thing too, though. Like, why call him Wayne? Let's call him Gawain.
Yeah.
That makes it Thrones. You like that? You like that? And you can tell everybody else in the room is like laughing, like Gawain.
Fuck that guy. He's asking for it. It's like Carl with the Q.
Dude, there's
asking
so
for
many
it.
of them. Fucking that Adam guy. It's like 2 A's in Adam.
Yeah.
What's the fucking other black guy's name? Oh fuck. Is it
Alan?
Alan? Alan spelt funny too.
Yeah.
Alan spelt like a jackass.
Yeah.
It's funny though. They just do that all the time. We see Bela and Moondancer though. She was given the orders last week from Reynard to just kind of keep an eye on things next to King's Landing. She sees Cole and these guys. She swoops down, which it seemed like I kind of get the sense that she's like a good flyer.
Yeah, she
You know what I
loves
mean?
flying. She's like her mother like that. That's like one of her
Okay,
things.
cool.
She flies all the time.
All right, I like that because it feels like we've seen a lot of people like on their dragons and stuff, but they don't really give that many orders. You know what I'm saying? Or like talk to them that much.
Right.
And it seemed like she was talking to a couple times, and it seemed like she was just like, I don't know, she was pulling some shit that I didn't see other people pull and stuff.
Yeah.
And it seemed like I was like, this bitch
good
looks
cut.
like she knows what she's doing up here.
Yeah. And I think it's one of the fastest dragons too.
Okay. It did put the brakes on fucking hard when it got to the tree line.
Yeah.
I think like
Yep.
90 degree at 1 second notice.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to give both Moondancer and Bela a bigger role because in the book, they do end up doing some stuff in the book, but it's too small to ride right now.
Oh, her dragon?
It's like the size of a horse, they say.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I like the idea of her and Jace being like on Dragon back together at some point, like fucking husband and wife before
Yeah.
they die. 'Cause
Power
God
couple.
knows they're gonna, for real. That's what I keep thinking too. I'm like, is literally everybody gonna die at the end of this show? And I keep thinking, I was like, there has to be like a couple of people that live. I'm like, the fucking Mad King is coming, so like,
Yeah.
someone's gotta live.
Yep, there's going to be more Targaryens, so it's not extinction of...
The line, right? Just significantly fucking kills it, and mostly kills the dragon line.
Yeah, I was actually just reading up on like what's left over after the dance and stuff. It's interesting, but yeah, not many left after the dance, and then there's only one more that hatches after the dance, and it doesn't grow to be big. That's the stunted one that we hear stories about.
Oh yeah, they have like the little skeleton of it, don't
Yep.
they? In Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like they have all the skulls lined up.
Yeah.
Like biggest to smallest, and the smallest one is no bigger than a dog's or whatever. I think that's what Tyrion says, maybe.
Yes. There you go. See, we're all getting in on it.
Yep.
Quotes for days. Let's see. Anything else? Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. So she chases him down. It was a cool chase scene. They head to the woods. They get out, of course, but like, just light some of the woods on fire. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The trees will grow them back. You
Yeah.
can. This is like the second or third time the war could be ended, and people just don't do what needs to be done.
Rhaenyra told her not to.
Done.
She's trying to be good. She said, "Don't engage."
You know what, Queen? I'm sorry, I lost control of my dragon.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened.
Pulled
She
a Aemond.
She just took control. She lit everything up. I tried to tell her no, but couldn't be done. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it was a cool scene. I like seeing more of Bela being more of a character, like you said. I like seeing the other dragon. Moondancer seems cool. Good name.
Yeah.
Good name.
Super cool looking dragon too. It's like
Green and white, some
Yeah.
shit like that. I think.
like the veiny green, like kind of like marbled.
Yeah.
Like especially through the wings. It's really cool.
Yep.
Kind of dinosaurish too.
Yeah. She tells Rhaenyra right away, like, what's going on and shit like that. Council just further pushes for war, which you've been seeing for weeks now.
I know.
And she's just like, yeah, I'm going to think about it. I'll get back to you guys.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
It's weird. It's like opposites. The two councils. It's like
Very.
Aegon wants to go to war. No one else. Everyone's pumping
Yep.
the brakes. But opposite there. Everybody wants Rhaenyra to go to war. And they even like.
It's a great call.
They're like, hey, you could just go hide and we can
a great
do
call.
everything for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he
The
suggests
dude almost
that.
got fucking shanked for that. Like, very like
As
subtle,
he should've.
subtle mutiny, like interface.
Yeah, which is exactly what she says. She's like, go any fucking father, bro, and I'll have you killed, basically.
Yeah.
Treason bad.
Yeah,
But yeah, like that's kind of what I was talking about as far as like this episode not really pushing the plot along for some characters to me. It's like that's the same thing that's been going on. She's actively been trying to avoid war. And then at the same time, they do what they did like the end of the first season when they do a long shot of her like looking angry, like she's ready to fucking snap off. Or at the end, at the beginning of episode 1, the only line she has in the entire episode is "I want Aemon Targaryen." It's like which is it? Like, do you want fucking fire and blood, or do you want to try and do what like your father did and what King Jaehaerys did, and just like be a peacemaker and try to avoid everything at all costs? It's like which is it? Like which?
yeah.
Pick.
She's flip flopping.
She is big time.
Yep. You're feeling the same stuff Damon's feeling. He's getting tired
Annoyance.
of it. Yeah, he's
which
getting
is
tired
why
of
I'm glad. Yeah, you should have gone out and left. It's the annoyance too is why I'm
Like,
sitting here
I'm-
starting to think about my allegiance. Like, you know what? Aegon's cool. Aemon's kind of a bitch, but he's cool too. Allison's a cunt, but I kind of like that. So my favorite character in the fucking series is Cersei Lannister. So like, that's kind of what I'm into.
yeah. She's definitely wild in bed. Seems like they're nice and aggressive.
Hell yeah. Cersei too, same thing.
Oh, yeah.
She fucking all the Kingsguard and shit. Another thing that's kind of strapped in the books. I mean, in the books in the show.
Right.
She's just fucking her cousin.
Lancel.
He's such a bitch.
And her brother.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We go to a scene that was definitely interesting. We go to Daemon and his visions. He's like, we don't know right away, but he's at Harrenhal. He's in his room. He's got 2 swords guarding the door. And then all of a sudden, it's like a fucking goddamn wildebeest is fucking pounding at his door.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, all of that. And you're just like, all right, I'm going to go outside now. Be like, dude, fuck that, dude. That's not men, dude. That's that's Godzilla.
Like Quiet Place shit.
Yeah, for real. No way. You should be glad those swords worked. Like, fuck yeah, good thinking. But he fucking stumbles outside. We see young Rhaenyra Targaryen. Fucking, what was it?
Millie.
Ellie Milcock. Yeah, she's hot.
Millie.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, that was cool seeing her, and yeah, she's very nice.
She's hot. She's very nice.
Very nice.
But she's trying to sew baby Jaehaerys' head back onto its fucking body.
Yeah,
Quiet.
trippy.
Pretty crazy. That's how Daemon knows it's a fucking dream, though. He wakes up, and I'm not wrong, right? When he like snaps out of it, he's at a weirwood tree, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
I thought so. Because they also showed that tree, I think, like earlier, like when he lands there. I think it's when he's sneaking around, actually. I think like you see the red leaves, which is like I know you
Cool,
see it
good
before
catch.
that, and then he stands up waking next to it.
Which you would think.
Raven,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's watching.
Three-eyed
He's watching.
Raven.
It wouldn't be the same guy at this point though.
Weird that he's having visions right next to a werewood tree with the three-eyed raven.
Oh, he could be going back.
You know what I'm
Hodor
saying?
style. Yeah.
See what I'm saying, guy?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it seems like that lady is.
Yeah, I had to
Played a
go.
big part of it,
I looked
too.
up her character. Alice Rivers is her name.
Yep. She's.
So Rivers, that's isn't that bastard name?
Yep. Bastard
so.
of the Riverlands,
All right, I thought so.
which is where they are.
She
And
does,
she's
some
supposedly
creepy
a
shit.
bastard of Laris's dad.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
He doesn't seem like the bastard type.
No, but he did have like 4 wives or something, and they all died like in succession.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, we see her. She's like, fucking, you'll die in this place, which is very fucking Melisandre like. Big time Melisandre
Yeah.
vibes. from that
Prophetic.
scene. But that was interesting. I like the magic aspect of this show. I like when they kind of do, as long as it makes sense. You know what I mean? As long as it's like good and it works and it fits. I always like the little magic stuff. And I thought this was a good spot for it.
For sure.
He fucking kind of always mocked like his brother and shit for kind of this same stuff, and
Yeah.
now he's fucking has to kind of handle it himself.
Yeah, that's a great point. He's what he was just screaming at Rhaenyra for, and what he'd always resented Viserys for. And
Yeah.
now it's happening to him crazier than ever. Also cool, like they're continuing to push the thing, like Harrenhal is haunted kind of thing too.
Oh yeah,
Which
yeah.
it always has been.
True.
Even just in the events of Game of Thrones show, it changes hands like
15 times. Yeah.
like Vargo Hoat and like all these random people in between, like, but also
Doesn't it end up with Littlefinger? Isn't that the
Littlefinger,
one?
yeah. Which I don't think he's gonna do too well by the end unless it's not a happy ending.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah,
So-
all kinds of people.
That kind of like is where shit's gonna pop up. The question is like, how is Daemon gonna do it by himself? Like Cole and his army are moving in. Who is gonna come support Daemon? Like, how are we gonna have a battle? Was he just gonna be on his fucking dragon, just fucking doing the whole thing himself?
Right.
Which he's gonna be the only dragon on the battlefield.
I mean, there's going to be more houses like the Blackwoods who already support them, you know. But obviously, the Blackwoods just got slaughtered pretty good.
Yeah, that was like, see, that was a cool shot.
Yeah.
Like that battlefield went on for fucking days, and it was loaded with bodies. Like that was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and that's really the start of the war for real, which is what they'll argue about in the council. But it's on now. There's been blood spilled because of their disagreement about the crown. Like it's on.
And now both sides are gonna basically try to make them fucking come to peaceful terms and fight together, which I can't imagine that's gonna go over well.
Right. Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Never does. There's only like no. Maybe there's a single instance where they were on the same side in something, but they pretty much just
Thousands
go
of years
opposites.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel
Whoever decides first, they're like, it has to do the opposite.
Yeah, I feel that. We get to our closing sequence. Rhaenyra is going to talk to the White Worm. She is going to tell her basically sneak in the same way that I snuck in Daemon. And the only place you can basically talk to Alicent alone is when she's praying. That's the only time she's able to get away from her guards. And just like a massive breach in security. Like it seems like nobody in this show knows how to guard anything. And you know what's even crazier to me, especially on this side of it? Like Sir Eric was able to sneak in by himself. He's good at twin. That one almost like in a way makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You just caught fucking blood last week, and he told you like Daemon hired me. Fucking this guy did this. Like you know that Daemon Targaryen can clearly sneak into King's Landing and hire somebody to murder somebody in the royal family.
Yeah.
Don't you think you should be like on the lookout for that happening again? Because if they already did it once, what's to stop them from doing it again? And sure enough, Rhaenyra,
you know, yeah.
the target number fucking one, just sails right on in as one of the Silent Sisters. Fucking the only thing she didn't do was say shame. Everything else was exactly the same.
Yeah. She could have easily killed Alicent right there.
Easily, and probably left.
Yeah.
And probably left and got away with it.
Yeah,
She probably could have gotten up, walked to that dude that she was with, and just walked back to her little boat and rowed off.
Right.
I didn't even think of that. Easily could
I mean,
have.
she had a dagger at the beginning, right?
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm starting this badly.
Yeah.
Let me sheath this.
Yeah. You know, this is not. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And it's crazy, man. Like we said, it's crazy that after everything that's happened, she's still trying to avoid war. And she basically calls Alicent out on her shit. Alicent's like, bro, like that's the truth of what happens. And then she lets out the fact that he said the kingdom was promised. And then Rhaenyra's like, all right, it's not that fucking you're lying. It's that you just misunderstood what he was saying.
Right.
And
She's
now,
so relieved.
now she knows at least this whole thing's over a misunderstanding.
Right. Yeah, she's super relieved. Cause she even, right before she figures it out, she's like, did he talk about me?
Yeah.
Like, she's like so concerned about what her dad thinks of her and that he might have, I forget the term, but like removed her as his heir.
Right.
That was really digging at her. And she,
I think that's the first time. I think
Yeah.
that's the first time that she actually even considers that that's actually like a possibility. Like it actually happened. Because like what Alicent says something I want like I might have done some shitty things basically, but I've never lied. You know what I mean?
right.
I've always been
Yeah,
upfront.
That's what he said. I didn't make it up.
And I think at that moment, that's the first time that she actually considered that her dad had changed his mind in the very last moments.
Yeah.
Until, of course, she mentions the prince that was promised.
Yeah, and Allison has her oh shit face.
Yeah.
Fuck. No.
But things have already basically moved past her control and her ability to manipulate or steer things in the direction that she wants.
Yeah.
They've grown too big, and basically
The windmill's turning.
yeah.
It's gonna keep on turning.
Yep. War is coming, and hopefully it's coming this week.
Yep.
I need it.
You need it.
I do.
Need some
I really-
payoffs.
I really do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't mind, like, especially, like, I don't mind the storytelling. That's why Thrones is so great. But as long as things are, like, actually progressing. Like, I guess, like, the Clubfoot, like, moved up. Like, he's, you know, he kept doing his thing. He's fucking Master of Whisperers now.
Yep.
So, like, okay, cool. Got him. But for the most part, I feel like everything else was just kind of, like, more of the same. The only, like, I guess Damon with the Grace thing, that kind of interests me. Like, is he really gonna try to claim this for himself?
Well, I mean, that vision seemed to kind of turn change his mind. He's, you know, when he looked at Rhaenyra, young Rhaenyra there,
Yeah,
she said she always had to clean up his mess and stuff. He like cracks a tear. He's like very affected by it.
that's a good call. Yeah.
Seems like
that's a
he
good point.
might be changing back to being loyal again and being her hound that he needs him to be. But
Yeah, I like that.
but what he was saying before with Your Grace definitely leaned towards him being a dick and acting in self-interest.
I do like that connection to the dream, though. I do like that.
Who knows?
like
We'll see. And you got to wonder if it's an intentional dream from Alice Rivers or if it's just haunted Harren Hall or just him. Yeah.
Well, the
Having a
three-eyed
trippy-
raven.
Or yeah, like you said, yeah, three-eyed raven.
Fucking three-eyed fucking raven.
I like that.
Chilling in the fucking weirwood trees.
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of the book. Not a big part of the books, but that's part of the books, too, I feel like, that they talk about. It's like the eyes fucking see everything.
Yeah.
That's why they cut a bunch of them down. That's why fucking they would chop them down. They're
Right.
basically like fucking spies.
Yeah, and it's weird too because it was said that he cut down a lot of them.
Yeah.
In that area, the guy who built built Harren Hall.
Oh, okay.
So for there to be one in there was interesting, and the fact that it got burned to the ground for the most part. Obviously, not all of it, but the werewood survived that too.
Maybe it's not haunted. Maybe it's just like... Actually, I guess you could still use the word haunted. So it's being fucking watched over
Yeah.
carefully.
Yeah. I mean, it's cursed.
Like an
You know,
old guy
lots
in
of
a
lots
tree.
of what do they call it? Killing your kin or whatever. What do they call it? Kinslaying.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that like is most accursed. They say it so many times. It really fucks with Rhaenyra that she's a kinslayer now, and Aemon's a kinslayer, and I feel like Daemon probably is too.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, he was the
Who
one
did
that
he kill?
hired fucking...
Oh yeah, that makes him a kin.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. If Rhaenyra is for that, then he is.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. He's the guy behind the whole thing.
Right.
So yeah, like I kind of already said, this episode disappointed me big time. Like I liked episode 2 more just because I was like, it made more sense. I was like, all right, I get it. But like now this one just felt like the same thing, and I was just like, do we only have 8 episodes?
Right.
That means we're like, we're almost halfway. After this week, we're gonna be halfway through this season, and I feel like 2 of the episodes were very meh. I liked one a lot, but I don't like that. That makes me nervous.
I hear
need
you.
a bounce
I think
back
it's-
episode.
I think it's valid. I think you'll be happy with how it turns around here.
I hope so.
Any word on the title of the episode or anything?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll see another time. But
Yeah. So I don't know what the plan for next week is. I know I'm doing a Minifan roundtable at some point soon. It might be for week 4 with a couple of other guys I've been talking to about the show a lot.
oh, cool.
Yeah. I did my first show with a Minifan on the Bear, which I think we're going to do another one soon about like basically recapping it. Because
Cool.
the season's been out now for, it would be 1 week tomorrow? Yeah, 1 week tomorrow. So we'll probably do it like sometime next week. Give everybody, like, say, like 2 weeks to watch it. It should be enough time.
I like that.
And kind of review the season. But yeah, like I said, roundtable, I think, for possibly next week. I got to figure it out and lock everything down for sure. But either way, we'll be back in some fashion,
Love
whether who it is.
Yeah, let me know if you need me. I'll be there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we got a lot of season left.
Yeah. What? No, these Wednesday morning recordings are swell. I do really love those. But you can't do them anymore after this, right?
Yeah, no, starting up work again next week. So
Yeah. Sad.
yeah, but we had a good run.
We did. Yeah, no, it's very, very nice. But that is going to be it, I think, for this week, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think we're all teed up for
ba-
some bangers the
a
rest of the
bomb.
way. Yeah, I think if it finishes strong enough for you, I think you'll look back on these and be okay with them. at
Maybe.
least.
That's definitely possible.
but we'll see.
I need some shit.
You're
to
hurt
pop
right
off.
now. You're wounded.
I need some shit to pop off. That's gonna wrap it for us. I think I'm probably gonna talk to you guys again tomorrow, doing movie reviews, banging out a couple podcasts this week. The podcast is rolling. I'm back. The summer's here. We got all kinds of shit coming out. I'm back. 2 podcasts in 1 week, back-to-back weeks. Fucking 4 podcasts in 2 weeks.
Rolling, baby.
I'm rolling. I'm cooking with gas right now. But thanks for everybody tuning in. I hope you guys all really enjoyed the show. Thank you to Luke for coming by and doing the show with me. I really appreciate it. It was good to talk to you.
Of course.
Thank you, Kirk, as always.
Okay.
And that's going to be it. Enjoy watching. We'll see you guys next week.